For the transmission flush, you'll need 2.5 quarts of 75W90 GL4 transmission fluid. You can use the mobile one over there. I'm also using Redline MT90. There's other products that you can use as well. You'll need 2.5 quarts. You also need a drain pan right there, and then also this is a 8mm Allen socket with a 3/8 inch socket, and we'll need a pump or some kind of tube funnel. I have this other tubing that I had from my fish tank. I cut it a little longer so I can work from the top instead of climbing on the bottom. The new tube is almost twice as long. Make sure your car's parked on a relatively flat surface. That way when you put the fluid in, that it'll be even. From the back, we'll just hit the unlock twice. Press this button right here. This opens. There's two tabs, one right here, one right here, that will push. And then this whole thing just comes down. Then looking over here, we have this mat that we have to lift up. So it just comes up. There's this clip that holds this entire mat in place. So we'll just latch that on like that. There's also this piece in the middle that we have to remove, so we'll flick it up and turn it counterclockwise to loosen it. And then this whole thing just comes out, and then we can see the engine. The great thing about the smart car is that you do not have to jack up the car unless your car is really lowered. I have my drain pan down here, and we will first remove the fill bolt. The reason why we're doing this is because if we open the drain bolt and we can't fill it in, then we're kind of screwed. This is the 8mm Allen socket. Just in case it spills. We're good. Moving on to the other side, we are going to loosen the drain bolt. This is on pretty tight, so you can either use a breaker bar, or in my case, I have this floor jack handle. Now that most of this has drained, we're just gonna wipe up the area. Doesn't have to be perfect. We're gonna put the bolt back in. Next we're gonna retighten it. And I'll put the torque spec up. For right now, we're just gonna tighten it pretty tight without over tightening it. This is my setup on top. I have the new transmission fluid. I have this pump. It doesn't fit all the way. This Redline stuff has a weird non-standard nozzle. So then this is going in there. It's going in between that baffle. And down on the bottom, I have that hose going in right here. Also make sure that you have the drain pan underneath. So we're just gonna keep pumping until fluid leaks out from that hole. Sometimes you get a false leak, so I actually repositioned that back in and then pumped it some more, and it's flowing again. You can also stick your finger in here to make sure that it's topped off. Now that the fluid's in, we're going to put this bolt back in. You can also clean off this area. And there you have it. Check out this old oil, it's so dark. Lastly, we'll start the car and check for leaks. We'll also test drive the car to make sure that it shifts smoothly, since I want to be safe and I don't want to handhold this camera while driving. I'm going to put this down and you'll just have to assume that everything runs okay. As you guys can see, there's that flashing wrenches right there. I'm going to try to reset the light. So I'm putting the key in, turning it on, pressing this twice, turning this off, pressing, holding this, and then turning this on. And then it goes back to 10,000 miles, holding it, release. And when I saw that number change, I released it, turning this back off. And then if I start the car again, that light should be gone.